My name is Rojana. Welcome to the presentation Introduction to Microsoft Access 2013. I'm going to continue the presentation. So my next topic is what are the objectives in this presentation. First, I would like to talk about what is a database. Next topic is what is DBMS. Then we are going to compare manual database systems with computerized database systems. Then we have to learn again advantages and disadvantages of a database. Next, I'm going to give a small introduction to Microsoft Access 2013. Then my last topic will be a practical session. Next topic is so I'm going to start the lesson what is a database. So that is my first topic. Then simply we can say a database is a data structure that stores organized information. So for example, if we are taking a company database, so company database may include information such as product details, employee details, and function financial records. So normally these data are stored electronically in the computer system. So in your school also, all the personal information, student personal information, we are going to store inside a database, and the subject marks also we can store in a database. So in the company, inside the employee database, we can store employee personal data and salary data. Then now we are going to talk about the user interaction with database. So what the user can do with the database. So first one is any person can add a new file, and if you already have data, then existing files you can insert, delete, modify. Then when you want to get some data from the database, you can retrieve data from the file. So these are the things we can do with the database. So my next topic will be what about the manual database. Okay, then a manual database is a hard file storage system then which is consist of paper records, folders, and filing cabinets or storage boxes. So those are the things we can use to store manual data. But nowadays computerized databases are rapidly replacing manual databases for document storage. So as I given in the presentation, you can see an manual database example, patient registration. So what they are saying is we need to streamline our patient registration, but all the data they are going to store in a manual method, store inside a database by using a manual method. So and they have mentioned the patient database and then print out multiple copies. They have to get multiple copies also. But here we can see the data duplication also there. Then it's a disadvantage for the company. So if we are moving to the next slide, so we can see what about the computerized database system. So just go through the slide. You can see some examples I have given. Automated teller machines, that means ATM machines. So next topic is next one is flight reservation system, and third one is computerized part inventory system, that we can call it as a inventory control systems. Then my next topic is what is a DBMS. So DBMS, simply we can say it's a database management system. Then DBMS is a software program which is used to create and manage an electronic database. So and it provides users with tools used to add, delete, access, modify, and analyze data. So which are where the data we have stored in one location. So I have given some examples also. Microsoft Access, that is a software application what we are going to learn during this presentation, and Oracle SQL Server DB2 MySQL. So in this picture I have given how the user is communicating with the database by using DBMS. So you can see it's something like a different program. So this one is something like the interface, the whatever the user is using to communicate with the database. So go through the slide, then you may learn what is the database management system. So my next topic is advantages of a database. So you can see we can reduce the data redundancy. So as we discussed in the manual database system, so in there they have stored their information in multiple times, and the data is duplicating. Then again, next one advantage is we can reduce update on errors and increase consistency. Then and the other thing is we can improve data access to users. All the users at the same moment they can access the database, and we can improve the data security. That means if we are using a manual system, we can't provide the security. Everyone can access our data files, filing cabinets, everything. But here database, we can protect the database by giving a username or password. And we can maintain the standard also. That means no need to duplicate the same data in several times, and no need to get printouts electronically. All the data is all the data visible to the user. Okay, we will move to the next slide. What are these advantages of using a database? So complexity, because everyone can't develop databases, so there should be a person to develop the database. Then again, cost is there. We need to install, we have to use some software applications, and we have to use some hardware resources. Then third one is the performance. So we have some lack of performance during when we are working with databases, and possibilities of failures also we have, right? So if we are moving to the topic, okay, now already we have come to the topic, introduction to Microsoft Access. So Microsoft Access is the database system that is a part of the Microsoft Office suite, which contains familiar programs like Word, PowerPoint and Excel. So as I given in the slide, you can see it's a multinational corporation, Microsoft. Then simply they have given it's a database management program, the Microsoft Access. So next one is an Access database is a place to store information such as names, address, activities, and any other type of personal or business data. So in your school also they are using a database, so I don't know whether they are using Access. So earlier most of the people they have used this Access, right? Then so I have given in the picture Excel and Access both. The difference, I have to discuss the difference also. The Access differ from Excel in a couple of key ways, because in Access each piece of data is stored one time in one place. So that is the main difference we have in a Access database. So we will go through the next slide. I have given a small picture of Access database. So when we are doing the practical, you can see what are the options they have given in the software application. And it consists of rows and columns, because you can create tables, and so we have some relationships also. So in various type of relationships we can see in this database, and we can use this one to create and manipulate data and information. So next one is so what are the parts? So in here in the top left corner you can see the quick access toolbar. So all the Microsoft package of all the Microsoft applications what we have inside the package, they have a quick access toolbar. Quickly we can access all the tools, and this is the working area. So in this here you can see the table 1, the working area they have given. And columns and rows, you can see to create the table we are using columns and rows. So as same as PowerPoint and Word, so you can see some tabs are there. So each and every tab will consist a ribbon, and this is the table name. So you can see, you can rename the table name also, and at the bottom you can see navigation button. And so in the right bottom corner you can see number lock, that means something like view buttons. Some different types of views we have. Okay, I'm going to move to the next slide. So what is the use of Microsoft Access? So Access enables storage data in a fixed structure. Its structure makes the information easy to manipulate. Then sorting already we have learned, so you can display the data, and if you want to print the database information you can print, and you can prepare reports as well. Right, so next one is what is a data sheet in Access. So several data sheets you can see, because these data sheets we are using to display the information whatever we have stored in a table. So the tables will consist of columns and rows. These columns we call it as fields. So field names, so for example I have taken first name last name from an employee. So if you are going to store employee details in a database, you can take columns like, or else we can say fields like first name last name. Okay, we will move to the next one again. So the rows are called records. So inside the table we have to write rows. So as I given this in this presentation, you can see under first name, last name and salary, so I have given some information. So those are the records we have. So all the rows we can call it as records. So if we are taking a data sheet, then it's a collection of columns and rows. Simply we can give that definition. So you can use datasheet to create tables, enter data, retrieve data and perform any tasks. So that is the main purpose of using these data sheets. Right, so now the next one is we have to learn some objects in Access. So already we have learned about the tables. So all this data we are going to store in a table in the form of records. Queries means how we are going to create this table. The next term is forms. Provides a user interface that lets the user enter and change data in the table. Forms is something like it provides a user interface. So in this module we are not going to discuss about the forms. So if we are going further, we can discuss more about that. And reports is the last object used to display the data stored in a database tables in a professional printing purpose. So reports means the output whatever we are giving. Right, that's all about the objects in Access. So we will move to the next one. Okay, then these are the references, so you can follow the following page numbers, page number 20 to 27. So what are the things we have discussed under the topic, all the topics you can see by referring those pages. And so I would like to give us a small homework. Try to make a short note, then you may learn about the theory what we discussed. Right, so I'm going to wind up my presentation. We will meet with the practical session. So thank you very much for hearing.